water. Oh, what was that? Oh, interesting. I think I like it better that way. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that's what that is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for let me do that now. For the camera quality because I'm still waiting. I ordered a new webcam that should be coming. And I don't know, it's been like a month, so I need to reach out to those people and see where it is. Um, and so forth. But it's Saturday morning and we're silly. And I dare not come on and give y'all myself a silly Saturday. I dare not do that. So, nevertheless, through it all, I am here. Um, hold on. Yeah, I hate my camera quality right now. It's so bad, but don't worry. I'm gonna. I gotta call the company today and see where it's at because that it should have came by now. Um, let me say hi. Oh, dear God, that wasn't cute. Let me say hello to you all. Hey, Mr. Judy slash Sylvia, Shakira, Lil Baby, MVN, Watermelon Sugar, Dez, Lady Libra, New Jones. Hey, everybody. Those people who sent me those emails, you know who you are. I got them. Thank you so much. I'm working on that and working that out. But hello to each and every one of you. Oh, you doing your face? Okay. I noticed. Let me look at the camera with my side eye. Now, y'all go back to when we first started doing Silly Saturdays, right? Nobody else was on Saturday mornings this time. Telling you what I know, which is why I chose Saturday mornings. It was me, and pretty much the YouTube streets were pretty quiet. People didn't come on Saturday morning. That just wasn't their judge. People was resting. Now, and then what we used to do is we used to go from Silly Saturday right into Swipe Left because Mother would come on at 12. So we would come on in the morning, Mother would come on, and we would lead right into Swipe Left. So, child, now everybody and their mama want to be on Saturday mornings. And, I ain't mad at it. People got to do what they got to do. They got to make their money. I dare not think I can monopolize Saturday mornings. Hey, so Jeff. But a lot of y'all people who I know y'all also go over there and watch and be, in their chats and whatever. I know that they have. They're now on Saturday mornings too, which anyway. Um, what was that? Oh, okay. So I'm working out the first few minutes of this live. Okay, no problem. So, I like to start off with the serious stuff and then I get into the more um lighthearted and frivolous stuff. So let me give you some updates on some political stuff. Y'all know I had a whole rant. Was it last Silly Saturday or sometime earlier this week? Anyway, when I did a little bit of political commentary, telling y'all how upset I am about the cabinet picks in Joe Biden's cabinet. Anyway, but that's not what I'm here to talk about this morning. This morning, I'm here to talk about the fact that in the great, we have the Georgia Senate races that are coming up in January, where they're going to be voting, in those runoff elections for this United States Senate. Probably the most important races, equally as important as Biden winning the presidency for him. Um, these Senate races are equally as important to him because if he wants to get any legislation done, he's going to need to at least have the 50 votes in the Senate now, so that way Kamala Harris can come and break the tie. Now, there's an attorney in my great state of Florida. Hey, Patty Duke, where fuckery is always afoot, where there's always some level brand of fuckery. So there was this attorney, his name, hold on, let me give you his name. Hold on just a moment. Hold on. I don't want to not give you his name. His name is Bill Price. He's a Republican. He's an attorney over in my great state of Florida. Anyway, after the presidential race was called for, hey, Mr. Judy, hey. Um, After the race was called for Biden, this young man decided to go on his Facebook Live and do a Facebook Live talking to all of his fellow racist Republicans to tell them that there's a way that how important it was. Just like I'm telling y'all, it's important for us to win the Senate. We was telling them that it was important for them to keep the Senate so that they could be a check against Biden and keep Biden from doing whatever he wanted to do. So then he said, I don't live in Georgia, but mind you, this Facebook Live has been deleted. Um, he was like, I don't live in Georgia, but I have a brother who lives in Hiram, Georgia, and I'm going to use my brother's address. And he ceremoniously starts to, spell out his brother's name and then slowly give his brother's address. And so one of the people watching was like, well, can I use that address and say that I'm going to move there for 2 months and register to vote so that I can vote in Georgia? And he was like, yes, and sure, you can use my brother's address. And then he started saying, let me get the quote correct. Then after that, he says, well, the a woman asked, we can truly register at that address? He says, sure. And then somebody else asked, and can it be anywhere in the state of Georgia you can register? Um, so if you got cousins, dogs, cats that live somewhere else, it doesn't need to be a particular county. He says, yes, this is going to be a statewide election on January 5th. I'm going to be voting for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. And then he tells them it can be done online. You can request your ballot at your new address in Georgia by mail. You just go to the Secretary of State's website. And he was telling them all about how to register to vote. Hey, Yolanda, and how they can be registered to vote. Now, these are the same Republicans that have lawsuits scattered and littered across the fruited plains about election irregularities. These are the same Republicans screaming from the rooftops of how this election was not valid. but you're around here telling people to illegally register to vote in state in which they don't live, states in which they don't have residence, which mind you is a felony. Which mind you, voter fraud is a felony. Okay, it's no, it's a state. It's a state level because voting is not a federal voting is not something that's done on a federal level. It's done on a statewide level, but it's a felony. I know in the state of Georgia and the state of Florida. So this is now, if you all think that he's the lone soldier and he's the only one doing this, please do not fool yourself because even if the fact that I'm even talking about it right now, and even if the Facebook Live has been deleted, please trust and believe there are how many countless scores of others that are doing the same, that are putting that information out there. And people, and so he was initially called by the people to see by the news station and investigative people to see if he actually did it. He was like, no, I didn't actually go and do it. I don't have a new address with 2 million new roommates trying to be slick. They checked the voter rolls. He did the very next day go and register to vote in the great state of Georgia. And now he's under investigation by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. This is what y'all got going on. So for all of this, we getting out the vote and everything. These people are going to do everything in their power to secure their whiteness. These people are going to do everything in their power to make sure that they hold on to what has made this country what it is today, being racist. Well, um, the thing about it is, at this point, it's not. Their only saving grace at this point is the Senate, because now Mitch McConnell then becomes the most important person in Washington if they can keep the Senate. Mitch McConnell can say to Joe Biden, "Oh, boy, you think you finna get your cabinet picks in? We'll see about that. Oh, you think you finna get some legislation in? We'll see about that. Oh, Nancy Pelosi, you think all that y'all doing down there in the House of Representatives means anything? We'll see about that." He becomes the most powerful person in Washington. Let's be clear. Mitch McConnell from a state like Kentucky. So, hey Valerie Bermudez. I'll post the link, Mrs. Judy. I'm not gonna play the video because I don't want this live to go too long. I do have to eventually get up and go to work. But let me get the link. But we have to be vigilant. We have to be we have to never assume that we have to never assume that all is done and everything is good. Are you ready? These people are going to do everything in their power. These people have been in positions of power and have been able to flex their whiteness and for hundreds of years, for half, for damn near, for almost half a millennium. Okay, 400 plus years, almost 500 years, almost half a millennium. These people have been able to wield their whiteness. And you think they finna just give that up?
was gonna say what people.
Hey, Lady Millie. So we have to be vigilant. We have to be vocal, present, and active. Those people. Now, if you know people in Georgia, you can tell them to go and vote. You can encourage them to get out and go vote and so forth. But you don't need to be going to go vote. Hello, sir. I'm going to tell you, do not go and try to, find that long lost cousin in the great state of Georgia to go and use his or her address to register to vote. Okay, just say, hey, Real Hot Boys of Houston. Good morning to you. They did release their latest episode this morning when I was still just rolling over good. I said I was gonna get up, but see the way my night went last night, I
You know
get
these
up.
people just called me back.
Who?
The people from yesterday.
Shut up. Oh, I know you cussed.
I
Oh,
recorded it too. I recorded
I know you cussed.
it.
We gonna talk about that after. We ain't gonna talk about it online. We'll talk about it afterwards. Ooh. Anyway, good morning to you, Todd, and all of the people down at production for Real Hot Boys Houston. Y'all go check them out. Y'all know I'll have my review out maybe later tonight, some point
I'm
later
not
tonight.
telling the people what happened, but
No, we'll
that
save that.
later,
Yeah, we'll save that.
yeah.
All right. So they have been speaking about it, and like told you when you first sent it to me, I had already heard about the story when you sent it to me. And so that is something that is known. Most times in Georgia, you have to have a Georgia ID. If you don't have a Georgia ID, you have to have proof of residence, meaning a lease or something showing that you have residence in the state of Georgia. Maybe I think they allow a utility bill or something like that that shows that you have residence in the state of Georgia. I guess the new time isn't going to work for everybody. Would you prefer AM or PM? I don't know, Todd. I would say play around with the numbers and see how the numbers work in your favor. You just have to know your channel. I know for me in my channel, it just depends because I'm just doing reviews. I'm not doing the actual show. I would study the numbers of other shows, not just the other gay reality shows, but other shows on YouTube. But there are other shows on YouTube um that also put out episodes and see when they put them out, the successful ones, what times, what maybe even what day of the week they put it out, in addition to what times. I do know of some, and we can talk back channel about that if you want. And we'll talk about that. So yeah. Hey Amber. Um yeah, Florida, they swipe your driver's license so you can get a ballot. Hmm. So okay. So there was one more serious story that I wanted to cover before we got to some of the buffoonery of it all. So Ty, did you see the story that I sent you about Letitia Wright, the chick from Black Panther?
Yeah,
How she's ceremoniously killing her own career on Twitter.
I
I
didn't.
was like,
Go
I
ahead.
sat there like, you need to really, really, like, you should have just kept quiet.
What did she say?
So she's a part of the whole culture that's saying, don't trust the COVID vaccine when it comes out. I'm not taking the COVID vaccine. You shouldn't take the COVID vaccine, and so forth. So then she played a video. Well, she used a video that she tweeted out where this guy was talking about how the vaccine was not good. So you got hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me start that back. The beginning. All right. Here is what the guy had to say.
Look at somebody who was genetically born a male, but you say that's a girl, 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 that's a girl. Enough times, eventually you will force compliance by the composition of my speech to say something that I just technically, biologically don't believe in. Look at somebody who was genetically born a male, but you say that's a girl, that's a girl, that's a girl, that's a girl,
Well,
that's a
in
girl, that's a
essence,
girl, that's a girl, that's a girl, that's a girl.
what the tweet was saying, it was basically saying when it's the guy started to go into the same video that she tweeted out where the guy was talking about the perils of getting vaccinated or using the COVID vaccine, was saying that vaccines and stuff like that are probably the reason why there's more trans people out there, in essence. And so people started to call her out on it. And she then came back and said, my intention was not to hurt anyone. My only intention of posting the video was it raised my concerns with what the vaccine contains and what we are putting in our bodies. Nothing else. She tweeted it out on, I think, Wednesday night. And then that she tweeted that response on Thursday after she was getting crucified on Twitter and social media. Hey, Diamond Onyx. So, what my thing is, why are people, first of all, you know what day we're living in. You know, with you being on Black Panther and that being a meteoric rise for you in your acting career, you also knowing because they had already said that she was going to play one of the most prominent roles in Black Panther 2 since the death of Chadwick Boseman. They were going to feature her character more prominently and have her have, more of a prominent role in that film because Chadwick Boseman was gone. So all you had to do, you had one job: keep your head down and keep it moving. You don't have to speak out on everything. Even if you feel like um you have your own personal issues with vaccines, that doesn't mean that you need to go speaking on it. And if you are going to speak on it, let it be your words. Don't necessarily attach your viewpoints to someone else because now their viewpoints become your viewpoints and all of their viewpoints may not be all of your viewpoints. I
That
don't know.
reminded me of what was his name? The Reverend, when Obama was running, Reverend Wright.
And that was his pastor. That was their pastor. That it wasn't like this was some random arbitrary
But when does the new Panther come out?
I know they put out a date. I'm not sure when. Don't make me lie. I'm not sure when.
Because I think this will probably blow over before then, and she'll still be featured.
You gotta think Marvel is owned by Disney. Marvel is owned by Disney. Let me say that again. Marvel is owned by Disney.
But she wasn't saying she was pro-gay in that statement or attaching any. So shit, they'll probably be okay with a fuck she posted.
The tweet came out as anti-trans or transphobic.
Yeah, and they'll probably be
Now,
right with that. If she came out waving the flag,
Disney is not about the business of making anybody feel disenfranchised. Disney is about making everybody feel like they have a seat at the table.
yeah,
That's
but
what Disney is about.
they cater more to the families, white.
Exactly. But Disney also understands that families today are becoming more diverse.
Yeah, I believe they'll let it blow over. They're not gonna
But that what it may do is it may limit now her role in the movie. It may cut her monies as well. Because I'm sure she might have been slated to get a raise or get more money. And you might have cut into your money. You may also have jeopardized other, you know, top-notch production companies, directors, and movies saying that, let me go and pick her up and work with her.
that depends on what her contract say. Because my hand.
No, no, that don't depend. That other companies decide to work with her has nothing to do with her contract, her current contract.
Oh no, other companies. No, 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 no. Other companies. But I'm talking about her contract with Disney.
Let's be clear. She was not the feature star in the first Black Panther. She had an ancillary role and she did quite well. She banked on herself, did quite well with that role, and she definitely made the best of that role. And it, is definitely was going to be the springboard for her and a prominent budding career in acting. But when you have missteps like this, then it's like, sis, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I'm just saying. And let's be clear, this is Hollywood we're talking about, Ty. The white gays, the white LGBTQIA plus community. Oh, they got a lot of money over there in Hollywood. Let's be clear.
Not money, power. Period. Well,
Mm-hmm.
one gives the other, but
Mm-hmm. That's right. So and she ain't white. She doesn't have the the luxury of being white where you're given the benefit of the doubt and you're allowed to people you're allowed to have second chances or people allow you to um say, hey, we'll forgive you for this. When you black, you get one and done. They'll one and done you real fast when you black. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, so I don't Letitia, I want you to do better. I just really want you to do better. Um, I'm hoping that doesn't mean one and done for her,
they
but
were scared, but they did it.
hmm?
They may have been scared talking about little baby. About they were scared to cast Robert Downey.
But Robert Downey Jr. has the privilege of being white, where he's given, and he's a white male. Let's be clear,
Look
where you
at
can be given certain
well,
graces.
it's not Disney, I don't think, but just uh, that Hollywood machine period. But I was gonna say, look how I don't know if it even is in the same category, but I was gonna say, look how hard they didn't want to get rid of Charlie Sheen,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just a fucking mess.
Mm-hmm.
Going through, sweeping through fucking Hollywood like a tornado in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they get.
And they were willing to look past all of that. I think so. I think that's I think it's unfortunate that she did that. Um, Now I think what bothers me about this statement is it sounds very generic cookie cutter. I didn't mean to offend anyone. You know what I'm saying? Where there's these broad statements instead of getting right to the crux of what it is, who you offended. Hey, to all of my, members, all of my fans, people who follow me, people who watch me, that is members of the trans community. I sincerely and deeply apologize. It was never my intention. My viewpoints are not the viewpoints of the video that you saw, and I made a misstep and a misjudgment in posting that video. I sincerely apologize. I will see you at the next event that you all are having, and we'll be making a sizable donation to your efforts, because there are trans women being killed all over these yet to be United States of America, and their voices are not being heard. That is where you go with that. But by you giving, well, I did not mean to hurt anybody. It's basically you saying, I'm sorry. Get over it. I'm just being honest.
You think she crafted that apology,
I don't know. I
or
don't know.
her team?
I don't know. I feel like if it was her team, it would have been better written. It would have been more
White.
well written. Like they would have covered all the bases.
It
And
was
if your team, wait a minute,
white
let's say this. If her team and her PR people are responsible for that statement, they need to be fired
thing.
immediately. She needs to be fired up immediately. Immediately. So yes, that's what I have to say about that. I don't know what this means for her. I think I'm sure
I
they'll
think it'll blow over. I think it'll blow over.
I hope it does, but I also too hope that she understands fully, because what we don't need is we don't need another person in Hollywood, another black person or white person, blue person or purple person in Hollywood that is phobic to any member of the community. That's what we don't need. We don't need anybody in Hollywood that's putting out these types of messages. While I do hope it blows over, also hope that those are truly not her thoughts. Hey, Jay Ali, I hope that those are truly not her thoughts, because if those truly are her thoughts, then that's another concern. Not that she's not entitled to have her opinion, sure, but when you have a platform where millions of people may be following you, and now you can spew that type of hate, across the fruited plains or across the globe, that is a problem. Child, Trey Songz joined OnlyFans and ain't shown nothing. I've already seen people have already posted what he done put on his OnlyFans. You'll be real mad. Quiet as it's kept, he made people pay $100 for a picture, and the picture was nothing. And I was like, you know what?
I
I'm
think
mad.
I saw a video where Tiger is not ashamed to.
Oh, Tiger been doing it all on his OnlyFans. Oh, he is not fucking off on his OnlyFans. Matter of fact, the other day, and I didn't mention this, Tiger the other day said that he was starting a company to help people get famous on OnlyFans, or to help people learn how to, make a business out of OnlyFans. I was like, do what you do, make your money.
They're gonna show people how to jerk off.
Listen, I
And I
don't
know you're
know.
talking about the business aspect, how to stack and all that.
I mean, a part of it is you can't teach what is genetics and biology. Like if people
Yeah,
don't want to
people,
look at what you
people's
got to
gonna,
offer,
people's gonna go
well,
there.
well, no, there might be a way. Maybe you can always have people on camera with you that make it where people want to. I don't know. You go on over there to Tiger, he'll teach you the way. Hey, Boogie L, you going over there to Tiger, he'll teach you. I ain't mad at you, Tiger. Go ahead and make your money. Make your money. Don't let it make you. But Tiger
Wait,
says
wait, wait, wait. It's funny you. Oh my gosh.
anyway.
Wait, wait, wait. Before we leave this OnlyFans story,
We really hadn't transitioned to OnlyFans, but we're here. I don't know how we got here. Thanks, Jay.
let me t-
Thank you, Jay Ali, for sitting us down the
let me
road of
let me
debauchery
send
way early in this conversation. Lord.
Look at that picture.
What picture?
Remember
What
back?
picture?
I just sent it to you. I don't know what time your janky phone gonna receive it.
You told me about him.
No, I'm just seeing this for the first time.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is you told remember we had a whole conversation about him
Who is he?
before.
I don't
Hmm?
know. I don't know who that is.
Oh, no, that was who was that? I think that was us. We were having a conversation.
Not about that picture I just sent you.
Well,
No.
not about that picture, about that person.
Who is that?
That's I'm gonna remember his boyfriend. We know his boyfriend. Damn it, because he used to have arms and legs. He used to have arms and legs, and his boy. Oh
I
God,
don't know who. I've never seen that child, and I'm
it's
sure.
gonna come to me who his boyfriend is. But you know his boyfriend. Trust me, and
But
you probably see him with legs
I don't know who that is. But I just sent him a picture of this guy who I don't. He's I guess a double amputee because he is
because he had like a disease, and he had to get his arms and legs cut off.
both arms and both legs.
He had like a disease, yes.
Oh my!
And he went through a whole thing where he was posting on his Instagram, and I can't remember who the boyfriend does, the porn and stuff.
Well,
Um,
no, no, I definitely don't. I mean,
Jay Ali, please don't come in here with that foolishness. I don't know what that young man has. I don't care. I
but
don't want to have any.
if somebody like that or like him has say something you want to see, would
I
you?
remember him before the legs and arms were amputated. If y'all don't know who we're talking about, he sent me a picture of. I can't. I follow him on Instagram. I don't remember what his name is on Instagram to even try to find him on my Instagram. But I know I follow him on his Instagram because on my Instagram because his the person who he's with is I follow as well, and I just don't. It's gonna come to me when I get off. I know it's gonna come to me as soon as I get off here. But
I've never seen anything like that, and I don't know if even if they had something I want to see, I would want to see. Like,
because I saw he came across my timeline the other day, and I was like, oh, I remember them. Remember him,
mm, mm,
but I
mm.
can't remember his name. Whatever.
I don't
It's
know. I don't care how big it is.
you
Not.
listen.
I would not be able to pull
Y'all
focus.
don't blame me for this. Listen, y'all don't blame me for this whole horrible 5 minute tirade where we're talking about something that you all can't see. Y'all don't know what we're talking about, and y'all don't even know the names of the people that we're talking about because that young man did this. I had no intention on talking about this person. That young man right here is
I'm,
brought up
I'm
somebody. He don't know the man's name. He can't even put up the man's video. We can't even make a reference to the man. But
before. I'm just going with the flow. I was asleep
this is why I
minutes
do
ago.
production. This is why I do production.
I was asleep 20 minutes ago. I'm just going with the flow because
You were on here 20 minutes ago, actually.
well, 35 minutes ago I was asleep.
Actually, at the beginning of this video, they heard me hang up the phone with you because I was live.
I didn't
So
say
we know you live.
you woke me up. It was damn near 30. It felt like 35 minutes ago. That's what I'm saying.
No, it was 40 minutes ago,
So
sir.
I have nothing
And we have been on the phone for about
slate.
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, we're not going down the road to discuss Bobby Lights because I don't have the stomach for it. I don't. The way my gastrointestinal tract is set up, I don't have the stomach. Mm-mm. In news we want to hear. Now, Ty, I know you finna tell me that you never watched it, but I'm gonna tell you if you didn't, shame on you. So Underground is coming back. And if you're familiar with Underground, Underground was the story of some slaves that made their way on the Underground Railroad. It was about the Underground Railroad, slavery. Misha Green was was behind Underground. She's, showrunner, producer for Underground. But you also know Misha Green's name because she's the showrunner for Lovecraft Country. And so she's one of the big names responsible for Lovecraft Country. But before there was Lovecraft Country, there was Underground, which was got critically acclaimed, was award winning, and ceremoniously they took it off the air after 2 seasons. If you remember Amira Vaughn, who plays on How to Get Away with Murder, who is the lesbian attorney for Annalise, before she was on How to Get Away with Murder, she was on Underground where she was Ernestine, and we called her Steen. Steen. Journey Smollett is in it. And Amira Vaughn. Right, they canceled it after season 2. Amira Vaughn was her mom. Um, Journey Smollett was her daughter, and I remember Journey Smollett got pregnant by Aldous Hodge. Remember the scene where Aldous Hodge was butt ass naked in the middle of the street, where the other guy was like, get naked," and he was in the middle of the street, and you was like, "Oh, oh, all of this blackness. Oh dear God." Um, but it was a very, if you have not seen it, it is worthy of a binge watch. It is worthy of you taking a weekend and said, "I'm gonna watch seasons 1 and 2 of Underground." Um, it was
And
really,
where
really
does it come? Where does it come on?
it
It,
was on WGN Network, which is that television network out of Chicago, WGN. It was, but I'm sure if you go, I'll give you a couple places you can go to find it. If you go to, a couple of the places where, like soaptoday.2, those of us who go to the little, websites where you can go and watch um any show you want on any channel for free. You go to those websites and find it. Anyway,
you don't watch anything on my computer. If I can't get it on Fire Stick, then on the apps that I have on the Fire Stick.
um hey Monk Chip, hey Boo. So it is scheduled to premiere on January 5th. Shouts out to January 5th, Founders Day of the greatest fraternity in the world, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated,
That's my older sister' birthday.
4 days after my birthday. Anyway, so it is scheduled to premiere on the OWN network. OWN bought the rights to it. They bought it out. Um, I like I like that was one of the first places when WGN canceled it. That was one of the first places people kept saying, "Why doesn't OWN buy the rights to it? Why doesn't Oprah and OWN buy the rights to this show?" This show is expensive because it doesn't. It's not a Tyler Perry production. It is certainly there was money put into it. However, OWN making money at this point. OWN ain't where it was maybe 7, 8 years ago. So they are in the black. So they got the money to spend on it. Remember 7, 8 years ago before Tyler Perry came on to OWN and Oprah was struggling for it as a network and they didn't know they was gonna make it. And then, shows like Having the Have Nots came and it started to help her make money. And then, others she, got linked up with Ava DuVernay and shows like, Queen Sugar came, and then we had other things that came along. So Steen was the house slave. And remember, all her daughters and all her children were as well. Um, I don't want to give up the plot for people who haven't seen it and may go and watch it. But yes, yes, because remember what they did to Steen at the end of season one. I ain't gonna give up what happened because there was a whole Steen was in a whole different place in season two. Anyway, we ain't gonna give up the plot. Go back, go and watch it. It
I,
is
I
expensive.
was gonna watch it, but you've already given away too much.
I ain't gave you nothing because you don't know what I'm
Too
talking about.
much, too much that now I just don't want to see
What
it.
did I give up? Please tell me.
Steen is not the same in season two as she was in season one.
But you don't even know how she was in season one to know where she goes in season two.
The fact that there's a
That,
change,
that, that, that,
I won't
that,
be able to deal with it.
that-
The fact that I know a change is coming, I can't. I just
I would venture to tell you, Mr. Judy, On has the money. On spends a lot of money on Queen Sugar. Queen Sugar costs a lot of money, a good deal of money to make. Um, so David Makes Man production, from what I understand, cost them a lot of money. Greenleaf costs money to make. So they got it over there. They ain't hurting that bad for money. And Misha Green, at this point, after what she did with Lovecraft Country, she could say, "Oh, you don't want it? Don't worry. Somebody else." She had HBO backing, and HBO put all of their millions and millions of dollars into them, and it paid off. They're probably going to get a lot of awards for Lovecraft Country. Y'all let that young man go because he took an enema earlier, and it finally started to kick in. So he had to run to the bathroom. He has to run to the bathroom. I'm just saying. Anyway, um, what was I about to say? Um, I got your email, Mr. Judy. I'm not gonna be able to read it now, but I did get it. If HBO would have picked up Underground, it would have been a different story. Interesting. So you don't think that HBO would have given them the okay to just do with it what they want? Or are you saying that WGN didn't give them the opportunity to go with the story where they want it? Because I feel like Misha Green and those people who were behind Lovecraft Country were able to do whatever they want. Do y'all see what they were able to do and put out there with Lovecraft Country? I mean, I don't know HBO to be stifling to people's creative abilities like that, but that's just me. Um, so yeah, I'm excited about Underground. I would venture to tell you it's worth the watch if you've never seen Underground. Um, so before we get to the proliferation of skanks across the fruited plains, how do you feel about this Ashanti and Keisha Cole's versus? Like, you see my face, right? Hey, Locked Queen.
this is my first time hearing about that.
Like, first of all, Keisha Cole's catalog is not that extensive. Let's be clear. Ashanti's catalog is not that extensive either, but I feel like it's a little more lengthy than Keisha Cole. I'm not looking for either one of them. I'm not checking for either one of them to do a versus. There is any grocery list of people who we can talk about that should have a versus before the likes of Keisha Cole and Ashanti. Because when I hear the name Ashanti, all I think is, ah, baby, ooh, baby,
When I
ah,
think of her,
baby.
all I think is Ja Rule.
I mean, girl. And
Where would it be without my baby?
I just and for everything, and people love them some Keisha Cole. They be like, "Oh, she just." She was all right. I ain't gonna say Keisha Cole can't sing.
No, she got a nice
She
voice. And,
definitely can sing, but I don't be checking for Keisha Cole like that. I'll be like, "Ooh, I need to go listen to this Keisha Cole song."
ooh, love.
That's like the only song I can think about from Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
I don't really feature any other song.
What about her and K Michelle? Would that be more?
I think K Michelle would slaughter Keisha Cole's. K
Yeah.
Michelle,
Yeah, she would.
that wouldn't be a fair fight. K Michelle, K Michelle, and K Michelle, her album isn't that. Her catalog is how many albums she has? 4, 5. I don't know. Like I think to do a verses, I do think that you have to have a healthy catalog in order to really do a verses. Like your catalog should be extensive. Um, you should have at least 10 to 12 songs that the moment the first 10 to 15 seconds of that song play, everybody like, oh, that's right. If you ain't got that many songs where people within the first 10 to 15 seconds of hearing it could be like, oh, that is my what are we doing? What are we doing?
That is true, Zudi. Um, it is true. But
I'm not
everybody's taste is different. So who they want to see featured is always going. They're always going to be. There's always going to be an argument about who should be featured and how one artist is a great idea and another is not.
let's be clear. I don't think that comment, Mr. Judy, talking about black artists not being given a platform. That is the job of their record company, production company, managers, and so forth. When we start to talk about versus battles, now we're comparing careers and catalogs. That's not the purpose of a versus is not to try to put a person on. So I think the purpose of a versus is to celebrate what was somebody who was one of the greats in the music industry for black people.
But Zudi's saying that like Michelle Farrell, a lot of us would complain that she's not given the opportunity or the platform to shine. But if they was to, now, I would love to see her
I,
versing,
I don't see people shading Rochelle Farrell.
but I'm sure many would because they don't know of her. If they was to say,
Rochelle
oh,
Farrell.
if they was to say, there's going to be a Rochelle and Anita Baker versus, I'm sure people would just out the gate start shading. The majority would probably start shading Rochelle or instantly go towards Anita because they know Anita more. Like we want these artists to have platforms, but then when they give it a little shine, we like a lot of people's like,
I think that's a broad statement to say that people will automatically start shading Rochelle Farrell. I would venture to say put it out there and let's see, because Rochelle Farrell is heralded as the instrument. Okay,
I put her as
anybody with any type of musical ear,
the top three vocalists, top best vocalists I've ever heard. To me,
yeah, Rochelle Farrell. In
top
any
three.
conversation about vocalists, you are not going to find too many people who you're going to say is better than Rochelle Farrell vocally. You're just not going to do it. You are just not going to do it. But I think that that's a broad statement. I would venture to say put it out there first and then let them prove that statement true or untrue.
No, it wouldn't
Put it
be
out there
true.
and see
It
where it
wouldn't be
goes.
true because
Now, with anybody, with any verses, you may get some people that have something to say, but is it the overwhelming majority? Because think about it, even when Patty and Gladys came out there, some of the young generation was like, "Oh, we're not here for this. We don't want to see this." But that's going to be no matter who you put out. There's going to be always a couple naysayers.
Yeah,
There's always going to be a percentage of people who are not here for it. But making a broad statement and saying by and large that the girls are going to shade them, we can't say that overwhelmingly. And I would venture to tell you if we're talking about the
that's a
girls,
no. Because I knew he was you could say it. Because if you saying the girls know her.
the girls are very musically inclined and savvy. Okay, the
know
girls know
her.
music and they know music
Child,
history. Now you might have some of the straights out there that may shade, but the girls more inclined. I ain't saying all of them, but more are more apt to knowing real good
shout out to
uh
my
music.
great uncle, may he rest, because he the one who put me up on her. Because I was like, who, who's this?
Uh, the first time I heard Rochelle for real, I was a little boy, and my uncle was playing a song with her and Will Downing, and my uncle loved him some Rochelle Farrell, and he loved him some Will Downing,
Nothing has
and
ever
loved him some Rochelle Farrell and some Will Downing.
quite.
And
How many duets do they have together? Is it just that one?
I think they got a couple because
Ooh,
what he played for
no.
me was a concert. Was the recording was from a concert, and so I don't know if they sang more. I'm sure it's easily looked up.
Oh no, yeah, I'm sure they have done more than one song together. How many they recorded, I don't know, but I know that one. I think is nothing or nothing has ever felt or something. Something. Oh gosh, her voice is just beautiful. Lisa Fisher.
You see how we rolled on past who?
But I don't even remember too much. Well, even with Rochelle, I mean, I could go through her album and sing
How
everything.
many platform girls like Ashanti and Keisha their stage?
What?
Now wait a minute. I'm not gonna go with you on that, Mrs. Judy. Keisha Cole and Ashanti were giving every opportunity to be great. Let's be very clear. Those two women cannot complain about platforms. Those two women are not the ones who complain about having an opportunity because they were given opportunities to flourish. Do now. There were times where they didn't do a whole lot with it. Keisha Cole, I think, to a certain degree, wasted opportunities,
She got too hood.
and didn't do right by it. Ashanti, let's just be clear. Ashanti came at a time where we were on the tail end of still having great female R&B singers. So even with her having a platform, her vocal ability just couldn't hang with the rest of the R&B girls. Ashanti ain't no singer like that. So her vocal ability was not that she didn't have a platform. Hell, Ja Rule was putting on everything he could because she was cute and because she was getting banged out by him and half of the rap industry. But to say that she didn't get no opportunity, no, that's that we can't say that.
Slander that girl's good name. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Ashanti.
Sure.
I don't think he was getting smashed out by the whole
I
industry.
mean, but Mr. Judy, you might have got bored with Gucci Man and Jeezy because maybe you're just not into rap like that. But as you can see, the people were here for Gucci Man and Jeezy. They were here for it. They were here for it. It got almost as many. I remember at one point I saw like 1.8 million in that verses. And I think the biggest verses was Brandy and Monica, which had what 2.1 million, 2.2 million at its peak. So
So,
you talk about
so they
uh
topped Patty.
huh?
They topped Patty.
Hmm. Hmm.
Did Buster do a versus recently, or was that still just hype about him going up against Ti and all that shit?
Whose performance with Kim? Yes, but see, I don't think that with Keisha Cole and Ashanti that their management and their record label failed them. Excuse me. I think their issue was two separate issues. Ashanti both and Keisha Cole both had opportunities to succeed. Keisha Cole, let things around her cause her demise. Family, trying to prove stuff to other people, booby, and all kinds of other stuff.
Right. People threw
Ashanti,
that girl name through the dragged her name through the mud.
she didn't know how to remove herself from around, a lot of that's, what was going on around her.
That Murder Inc.-ness.
How did he say her name?
Who you talking about, Ashanti?
Child. Oh, good morning, Shawada. So, she was, child, y'all are trying it. Trying it. Right, Boogie L, the ones with her mom and her sisters and all of that. I was like, girl, what are you doing? I think that was more responsible for the demise of Keisha Cole's career
Oh yeah.
than anything. When those TV shows and all of this, I'm like, girl, why are you, girl, what are
But
you?
it was a little bit before that. It was a little bit before that.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it can never be said that those women did not have an opportunity, because even with, I see what you said really be about, the legal troubles with her record label and things like that. Please, let's be clear. If Keisha Cole had made the best of her opportunities and didn't have all of that other stuff going on that she often had going on, she would have been picked up real fast.
Not the
We
last
could
straw.
It would have been a whole different production company. That record label, not the record label, that record label would have sold her rights to a bigger record label, because other bigger record labels would have been like, nope, we want her. We gonna buy this contract out from you for X. You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time.
That,
I
that,
don't, I mean, I don't know how we got into debating on whether or not Keisha Cole had a true opportunity or Ashanti, but I ain't here for no listening to the fact that those two ain't had no opportunity to do well. I'm just saying. Speaking of people feeling like they ain't have an opportunity to do well, and people who we don't care about, Tiana Taylor, please go somewhere and retire. Be happy that you get to get your back blown out by Iman every day.
she ain't no hoe like that. She don't give a fuck about that dick.
That's her husband.
She want a career.
She has a career. Listen, let's be clear. Tiana Taylor needs to stay in her lane. And I don't think
And what's
music is
her
her lane.
name?
Her lane is choreography, and all of that kind of stuff. She could be, now she should do like Paula Abdul did. Have a nice couple cute albums. You had your couple cute albums, but your real niche is in the world of dance, and all of that. She is phenomenal with the things that she can do in dance, and with, her choreography and things like that, her being in videos and stuff like that. I think that she could be like a Paula Abdul or Rosie Perez, or what's the other chick that has been choreography for Janet and a whole bunch of other people, where that could be her lane, and that could be a career where she could really, become, just that thing. That's her niche. And I'm not,
And
you know,
between the funds, I'm assuming her and her husband could have stacked up and be benefiting from. She still can put out music, but the
Oh,
thing
yes, she
with
can, but her saying that she's
she,
underappreciated.
yeah, she want to be like the next Beyonce, and it's like we don't know if anybody is going to occupy that slate that spot anytime soon. So I don't know how much she want because she have put out some bops and the girls like her and she get her shine where she can, but I'm like, how much do you want? Because
Listen,
that may be upset
if I'm
unattainable,
Tiana Taylor, first of all,
and yeah, you need to go sit down.
if I was Tiana Taylor, first of all, I wouldn't even have time to be talking about being underappreciated because I'd be have my legs wrapped around um Iman Shumpert right now. Like I would be permanently affixed to him. Like he would have to forcibly remove me from his third leg in order to go to work and stuff. Because I would be over there on him all day, every day. But that's a whole nother story. But my point is this: I'm not trying to diminish
A sad story.
her singing ability and this, that, and the third. But what I'm saying is I get so upset when people start to say, "Oh, I'm underappreciated. Oh, people don't understand me.
Some
Oh, this,
are, some are more than others, but I don't think she is.
this, that, and the third." That's a part of life. It's a part of there are so many people who, for whatever reason, I'm just gonna use my profession as educated. I'm just gonna say, just use teacher. There's so many teachers out there that are phenomenal that go to work every day, put their head down, and go in there and are some of the best educators to ever walk the face of the planet. May not have ever won an award, may not have ever gotten Teacher of the Year, may not have ever got all of the accolades, but are out there because that is what they do. Because they are teachers, they are a teacher's teacher, and they say, "Damn if I'm ever damn if I'm ever appreciated. I'm going in here and doing what I do." There are artists out there in the music industry that are out there putting out great music. They're doing what they do
For the love of the craft.
for the love of the craft. I don't care if you ever appreciate or understand me. I'm here because I'm a singer. I'm an artist.
Right.
Now, I still think that there should be a level of appreciation for that person, absolutely. But you around here talking about I'm retiring because y'all underestimate me and this, that, and the third. Maybe you overestimate your singing ability. How about that?
A rose in Harlem.
Girl,
A rose in
you ought to
Harlem.
appreciate me. I'm underestimating. Maybe you are overestimating yourself. How about just say,
Ooh.
girl? And I've been saying this for a long time. If you are out there right now thinking that you finna be the next R&B superstar
While
in
Beyonce.
2020, you are reaching. R&B is dead.
Oh,
R&B is right now. I'm not saying it won't ever get back, but R&B is not what it was 20 years ago. It's not what it was 10 years ago. There's just not a lot of money being funneled into R&B in the music industry. That is not where the music industry is going. It will be like me, you know what? Perfect example, not to drift into politics. That's just like the people here, Donald Trump telling them, "Oh, vote for me because I'm going to help the coal miners and manufacturing jobs get their jobs back," knowing that we're in the fucking 21st century and those jobs are becoming obsolete. the the job sector is moving away from those kinds of jobs, not moving toward. But you telling them, "Oh, I'm gonna get you your job back." You're selling them a lie. And so when somebody right now
got
in 2020 says, oh, you finna be the next R&B superstar. You finna be the next Beyonce. Beyonce is not even Beyonce right now. Because when Beyonce puts out music right now, it isn't doing what it did 10 years ago.
I got
Because R&B is just not where it was.
I got the black lung. Remember
I'm just
Zoolander?
saying.
Zoolander, he was in the cave for like 20 minutes and he was like, I think I have the black lung.
Yeah, she talk about she retiring because she's underappreciated. I'm like,
That sounds like she trying to send a message to somebody else that done pissed her off.
child, girl, okay, you retiring. Okay, girl. Well, let me know how that works out. Like,
Some label done said some shit to her she ain't want to hear, and she sending out this blanket statement, and we like, huh? But the record label know what she talking about.
but the thing about it is, Mr. Judy, I don't think that the versus battles are reviving the R&B industry
Mhm.
because I think what it's doing is it's reminding us of the great
Individual.
R&B that we had, but we don't still see with some of the versus battles that's come out where the music industry is saying, "Oh, well, let us put more money into R&B artists." And not yet, I should say. I'm not saying that it won't come, but right now, I just don't see where they're saying, "Oh, we're just about to throw all this money into R&B artists." I just don't see it. Like, for example, there's some R&B artists that I love, like the Anderson Paaks of the world. But you don't hear Anderson Paak out there. You know what I'm saying? There's some phenomenal singers out there that I'm just like, I love them. I listen to them all the time. R&B is just, I'm not saying there is no more R&B, but when I say R&B is dead, what I'm saying is R&B is not where it was, and I don't know that it's ever going to go back. I can't say that it won't, but I can't say it will ever go back.
I'm bringing R&B back. That's why is R&B is dead because Timberlake ain't on the scene.
Well, I talked about this on a previous live. R&B died because white people, when R&B was thriving, white people wanted part of that money. And white people said, "Oh, well, let's start," because remember, black artists had to be R&B. They could never be considered pop, even though they had pop music. They could never be considered pop. And so, because record labels wanted all of that money that was being funneled into R&B and black music, they started making more black artists fall under the pop category and started making music that was thought to be R&B more pop, which meant that they could include the white girls and white boys that wanted to be R&B. Now they could do that and they could still be considered pop.
Like who?
Your boy who you was just singing, the Justin Timberlakes of the world. Do we need to really go down that road?
In the Aguileras.
Yes. I mean, it's a whole grocery list. But remember, some even Janet, and we know during Janet, a lot of Janet's music was pop. It was pop. A lot of Janet's music was pop. She was never in those early years put under the pop category. She was always under the R&B because she was black.
When I was 17, I did
It's just what it was. And so the music industry wanted that money because they know black people, we gonna buy some music. And as more black people started to come into more money and more money was being made in black music, white people wanted part of that. And so they started to change the game. So they did it slowly. They did it real subtly. It was real subtle in how they began to do it. But
Oh gosh.
and
I'm
so that's why you don't see a lot of emphasis on R&B because they don't put a lot of those black artists into the pop category.
I'm just never gonna leave my apartment again. Ever. I don't want to go outside
Um,
because
you're the Temptation spell, child. J. Ali, I did watch the Soul Train Awards. Pastor Mike and the Cipher was the best part of the Soul Train Awards. I
no,
was so glad to see Shanice and Stokely. I love me some Stokely. Love me some Stokely from Mid Condition. Stokely be singing down. Do you hear me? Stokely sings down and been singing down for what almost 30 years now. I remember the first Mid Condition song I remember hearing goes back to at least 92. The first mint condition out, not really be and Ty, y'all are way older than me.
like four. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself.
Uh, y'all are way older than me, so y'all can tell me when the first, or some of my other people in the chat that might remember. I remember the first mint condition album. Is that the album with Pretty Brown Eyes on there? That first album had Pretty Brown Eyes on there.
I was four when that group came
You need
out.
to stop that. 4 plus 10.
I don't know why you.
Actually, you might have been older than that. You were already in high school.
I don't know why
Bitch.
you insist on being.
You got a lot of nerve.
You,
Bitch, you was already in high school.
you insist on being disrespectful week after week. I come.
Mm-mm-mm.
I
Bitch, you were already in high school. Okay.
I give you the best content, the best ideas for topics to discuss week after week.
Oh
I'm
boy.
attacked.
But I lived for the ending of the cipher where you had that harmonizing where Stokely Shantae Moore and Shanice were all in their respective whistle registers, singing like they were trying to reach heaven vocally, like my girl said us is that too. I don't think you can reach heaven vocally. She had to tell that. Uh,
Did they have Fiona? Who the fuck is Fiona? Was Fantasia there? Because if Fantasia didn't perform, it wasn't a show.
oh girl. Speaking of whistle registers and getting there, um did you see the did you hear the new song and see the video with Mariah Carey, Jennifer Hudson, and Ariana Grande yesterday? It came out yesterday along with the what you call it? The Christmas special, Mariah Carey Christmas special. Now, um it was just okay for me. It wasn't something that because I see a lot of people say, "Oh, it was great, 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 great." I heard it, I watched it. I was like, now I'm gonna tell you when I watched it, what I thought about because Jennifer Hudson was on it. I immediately thought about Dreamgirls with Jennifer Hudson in the background. I just, I immediately thought about Dreamgirls because that's what it made me think about. I'm sorry,
Do Mariah even still sing?
she does in the studio. She gonna sing in the studio. I ain't mad at a child. That woman have been out 30 plus years on this child. She'll if she never sings another day in her life, she done earned. She don't owe nobody nothing. She be like, girl, I ain't seen girl, go listen to if I'm Mariah and somebody asks me that question, I'm like, girl, go listen to my album. Girl, go see my concert. I don't gotta prove nothing. Girl, I got hundreds of millions of dollars. You talking, I'll be over here spending my hundreds of millions of dollars and be paid for the rest of my life because I wrote all my masters. Girl, but it was just okay for me. It was just really okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, oh yeah. It was just like, oh, okay, girl, it was cute. I did like the little whistle register harmony her and Mariah and Ariana did at the end. It was cute. But the song was just like, okay, okay, girl. I mean, it's not gonna be a Christmas classic, like All I Want for Christmas. I mean, but the thing about Mariah Carey, and I'll let you chime in on this as well, Ty. The thing that makes All I Want for Christmas a classic isn't just the lyrics, the words, and everything. That song was created when Mariah Carey was in her vocal prime. That song came out what 93, I believe that came out 92 or 93. That Merry Christmas album came out. This is when Mariah Carey was in her vocal prime. Mariah Carey's vocal prime was probably anywhere from 92 to about 96. That is when her voice was at its best, when she was belting it out, when she was in the stratosphere and stuff like that. So I think in addition to it being a catchy tune, it being great, just vocally, it was everything. I don't know. Child. Mariah Carey has a lot of money and can probably pay a.
Not for Christmas. That is just one thing I
Now,
need.
really, B, did you like it? When you heard it, did you hear it? Did you like it? Because it was just okay for me. I'm not saying it was bad. It wasn't bad, but it was really just okay for me. I was just like, oh, okay, it was good. But I kept thinking about Dream Girls. We're your dream girls, boys. We'll make you happy. You couldn't tell me you didn't think about that because the way they were standing on that stage and so forth, all I needed was Beyonce to have that little microphone and hit that spin at the end. Uh, with your dream girl, they would have been everything for me, honey. Um, I think that's a good question, Jay Ali. That's a question that is a never-ending question. I think both of them did different things at
No,
the time.
no,
See, once you entertain that question, people are going to pick side, and this gonna be fights to the death.
no.
Gonna be fights to the death.
She
Ty
just
ain't let me say nothing that I was gonna say, and he was already ready.
no. Whitney is a Leo, so you're not gonna try her in my face.
See what I'm saying?
But
Take
no,
on it is this. To me, both of them in their prime are two singers and voices who you don't want no parts of. You do not want no parts of. Now,
Mariah got her thing because she was, you know, a wonderful writer, but also she because of that whistle range. Because
I'm not going to say that because for
other
me,
than
I'm going
that,
to say for me, I'm going to say for me, it wasn't just a whistle register for Mariah. Mariah in her prime was a true soprano that was belting out whistle register notwithstanding. Even if you take out the whistle registers, with Mariah, those first, I would say from the Daydream album on back, those first four albums, Mariah Carey's voice was belting out shit, and you was like, oh my God. The same way Whitney's first three albums, to me, it was different things. For Whitney, it was the voice. It was the voice, period. It was when you heard that voice, there was a remarkable difference in what you heard and what everything else was. She was the voice. For me, with Mariah, it was what Mariah could do with her voice. Whistle register notwithstanding, even if I take out the whistle register, for me, it was the vocal acrobatics and runs that Mariah Carey would do on simple little riffs, and I'd be like, "Bitch, you did that shit." That for me, it just set her aside from different, different people. But I think both of them in their prime were. I love both of them. Mariah did something. Whitney, the first time I heard Whitney, I was like, oh God. The first time I heard Mariah, I was like, oh God. It was like, who the fuck is that?
for
So
me, Whitney just seems to sing from more from the gut, where Mariah just is she's like a pretty singer. I mean, she can sing. She has a beautiful voice, but she just seemed a little bit too pretty for me. Whereas
Yeah, I
Whitney,
think yeah,
even though Whitney was not a Mary J. Blige, she was considered pretty and all of that. Whitney still had that church
but
type.
you gotta think that was one of the I gotta push back on that because if you remember when Whitney first came out, the 80s Whitney, that was one of the problems that black people had with Whitney. They said she was too commercial. They said that she was singing too much for white people and she wasn't black enough. That was one of the real problems
That
that
wasn't her fault.
people had with Whitney early in her career. They said, nope, she ain't black enough. She ain't singing black enough. That ain't what we here for.
She
They
always
said
been
she was way
black.
too
That wasn't
more
her fault. That was the machine behind her.
but that's my point. That's my
And it
point. But to
put her
me,
on a it put her on a nice trajectory.
I I I can't agree with you on Mariah. Hey, E Starkey,
I don't
because
think
if
away
you
from
listen
her, but for me,
to
she
there are
just
some songs, see, and you're listening to a lot of the ones that come on radio. If you go listen to the Mariah Carey song albums, Jesus, that woman used to do some things in them albums. I'd be like, really, Mariah? That's what we doing? But see, this is thank you, Jay Ali. You keep bringing up these topics, Jay Ali, that are taking us places. Because this is a never-ending argument. A never-ending argument. Never-ending argument.
because shit vocally, I would put Fantasia against Beyonce.
Oh, Fantasia will sing circles around Beyonce. I'm not here for Beyonce. Beyonce vocally will tell you it. Beyonce is a performer. Now she's come a long way vocally. She's done vocal lessons, and Beyonce's voice has gotten a lot better over the years. It's kind of like Brandy's voice did. Brandy went into,
No, for me,
practice, and her voice got better over the years, and she perfected her craft, which is what a good
a
artist should do.
noticeable change
Perfect
I
her craft.
saw. The artist I saw a noticeable change in, and it was for the best, of course. What or for the better was Mary J.
Yeah, absolutely.
When
Mary
she
J.
picked up and
Over
those
the
glasses
years, she
came
got
off,
better. Mhm.
she was
I mean,
singing
she still have problems
Pavarotti.
hitting notes. She still, she still be flat, you know. She stay hitting them A cup notes.
Mm.
Dear God. Hey, Nastasia. Hey, Jason. But she stay hitting them A cup notes, Henny. But
But I would say, she
I
that
mean,
the style her and Destiny Child came out with was so unique, and I think after years and years of hearing it,
I think you're giving them way
oh
too much
my
credit.
god, look at my hands. Ugh, I'm so
Yeah, they do look fat.
no, I'm
Mm.
talking about ashy.
I just will say this. Destiny Child, you giving them way too much credit. Destiny Child came at a time when girl groups were dying or already dead. So they were able to flourish because there was no real competition. If you planted Destiny's Child in the middle of the 90s, around 93, 94, 95, would they have been as successful?
And when they came out, 96, 97, 98.
And they didn't do nothing that first album. That first album ain't do nothing. It wasn't until that second album, which came out in 99. And in 99, there wasn't that many girl groups left. You had like Total, and I think Escape might have had one more album left in them at that point.
Wait, swallowing a pack of cigarettes, not smoking, swallowing a pack, just swallowing the pack.
She does have that raspy kind of voice at times, that
Love that
ethereal
ras.
voice. I don't like raspy voices a lot, but
I,
Fantasia's I like. I like Fantasia's. I can take hers. But those raspy, which is why I don't like Kim Burrell. I never like Kim Burrell.
I
I
like
never liked
I
her voice.
like vibrato, but I can't stand Aaron Neville's.
Oh God.
His voice
I
is
can't stand his mole.
and his vibrato is like
Aaron Neville be doing a lot.
I'm just like I don't even know if that's even vibrato. It's just
It's Daredevil.
what.
He has his
what
own musical technique.
didn't he have a child who
Oh,
industry, a daughter
uh,
or something?
huh?
Didn't he have a daughter who came out in the industry later was doing
Well,
like
I don't know that. You might be right. I don't know. I don't remember. Um. Oh, I was supposed to bring this up earlier. Did you watch the video of that football player?
which one?
The one that tackled the referee to the ground
No,
after he got ejected.
no, I didn't open nothing you sent me.
Girl, well, be while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about the proliferation of skanks across the fruited plains since we talked about Tiana Taylor earlier. Not that she's a skank, but I'm gonna call her anything because she over there sleeping with my man Iman Shumpert, and I want to fight her. Anyway, um, Larson, listen, can we talk about one of the biggest whores in America? One of the biggest, Larsa Pippen is one of the biggest whores
That's somebody.
and
Don't do that. Don't
across
do
the
that.
fruited plains.
That's somebody, mama. Don't do
It
that.
sure is, and your mom is a skank.
Oh, oh.
You see your mama. You see your mama. Listen, Scottie Pippen, Scottie Pippen, Scottie Pippen. Your wife, ex-wife, I think they've divorced at this point, was out here. You know how you normally think of athletes being the ones that's cheating on their spouse left, right, and sideways, and you know every time they go on the trip, you know they sleeping with anything with a hole. You know, you generally think that's the athlete himself that's doing it. Not Larson.
I wonder
Larson said, fuck that shit.
if
I'm
she.
here for
I wonder if she just like a natural fucking skank, like you said, or did Scotty do something and she is like, you know what? Mm, all right, all right.
I'm
I'm
going
I'm gonna
to
show
be that whole
you.
ass whore.
I'm gonna be all up in the industry.
Listen,
You
this is
made your money in, and I'm all.
Larsa Pippen is driving slowly through high school zones and through college school zones. Do you hear me? She's not fucking off. Her son, listen, every time her son had, she got a 20-year-old son, and every time that young man has kids, I mean, has friends over, Larsa is rolling around there in booty shorts, bending over.
Nobody be coming to my house. I'll be at theirs. I'm sure he got a car. Nobody will be coming to my crib.
Listen, if I'm Scottie Pippen Jr., her son,
Unless
swear
I got
to God,
a guest house in the back and she bet not show her face.
exactly. Don't come, mama, don't come over here.
I told
Uh-uh. You know your
tomorrow.
mama calling you, hey, I'm coming by your house. Your mom home. Motherfucker, don't worry about where the fuck my mama at the fuck. Cause listen, she done been with Tristan Thompson. She done been with Future. She with the little boy Malik Beasley around here. She's just spreading it wide all across the fruited plate. I had to bring it up because every time I go to some of my blogs for the last 6 months or so, every week I'm seeing a new Larsa Pippen story. And I'm like, bitch, sit your ass down somewhere. We talk about Tiana Taylor retiring. Larsa retired at Cooch. Okay,
Don't
you
do
got
it.
a 20-year-old son and you around here sleeping with all his friends.
She got that wop.
Scottie Pippen, get your ex-wife. Get her. Get her. Now I understand if you were traumatized because you had to wake up and look at Scottie Pippen every day and that nose, and you turned over and was like, ah!
I thought he was cute because of the nose.
He did in his younger years. It was a slight cuteness to the nose in his younger years, but the older he got, the more it was like, girl,
I used
okay,
to
girl.
work with this dude in North Carolina who had a nose like that, and he had some light brown eyes. Real cute boy. And one day, I don't know what happened, but him and I was about to get in a fight, and his other homeboy, they was gonna jump me. They was gonna jump me one day after work. I got in my car. Next day, I told my aunt, I was like, I might be going to jail today.
Yeah, we going to jail today.
I might be going to jail today. I had my box cutter in my hand. I mean, in my I was bringing New York style with me. I had my orange box cutter with me, and got in my car with the work. And sure enough, I was ready. And halfway through my shift, my manager came and was like, "Come in for a minute." And he pulled him out. And was like, "Come here. Go to the back in the little shed behind the restaurant." And my fucking aunt and uncle was standing there. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, she was like, no, because I know him and something was gonna happen today. So she was like, I need to know what's up. But baby,
Child.
but and I think, and if I think back on it, it probably was because I was on.
Some illicit drug, the weed, the ganja, the purple haze, the hippie lettuce.
No, I was gonna say I was probably on some homo shit. Like I
You probably was trying to hit on the man.
think I was.
Probably every time you went up to him, you looked at his meat. Every time you go to him, you like this. And he see your
No,
eyes down there.
no,
And be like, bitch, I'm up here.
no, no. Because back then, first of all, at work we had aprons on in front of us, and all you couldn't see nothing. But it was the fact that he was so cute. It was those eyes and that nose, that Scottie Pippen nose.
Child. Larsa Pippen. Girl, you need to go. Girl. Who wants it? First of all, if you're Scottie Pippen Jr., how do you feel about the fact that your mama is round here laying it low all across the fruited plains? Every time you pull up your phone and scroll down your timeline, you see your mama name talking about who she done got bust down by. Like your mama is a whole ass bust down. At some point, you got to go to your mama and say, "Mama, ma,
Mama,
ma.
mama.
I can't keep seeing your name around here. You a whole bust down. They got whole songs out here about you. Like Larsa, girl, Larsa,
No,
you like damn near Thai age,
I've been with women before.
and you need to
I'm strictly dickly,
Oh dear God,
and I say that in the most respectful way. You see my little worms? I did this yesterday.
oh,
I was bored and pissed, so. Shoot,
anyway,
I'm
no, she's a whole bust down. Like, go look her up. Just go Google Larsa Pippen and see how many people she's alleged to have been rolling in the hay with.
I mean,
Child, you feel like you looking at TMZ.
how old is Larsa?
Larsa, I don't know. She got a 20-year-old son. I know that. I do know that. A mess. A mess. A complete and utter mess. Anyway, um, well, I need to hurry up so I can get off here in a little bit. Hey, sugar honey iced tea.
She is older than me.
Um, let me see if it was anything. Oh, I talked to you about the boy who tackled. I think we covered
I
most
didn't see any
everything.
video though.
Huh?
I didn't see any video.
When you click the link,
Mm-hmm.
okay, go to the second page.
Uh,
I can show the video. on here actually. Hold on.
All that I can say. I'm so
For
hungry.
those of you all who are fans of Young Ma, the rapper, she got arrested here in the city of Atlanta
You mean
for
young and man?
she got arrested for driving.
You mean
Yeah.
and
Young, oh, it's Young MA, not Young Ma. I
yeah.
thought that was a man the first time I heard the voice. I didn't know it was a woman. And then when I saw her, I still kind of thought it was a man at first. I know that doesn't come out. No, I didn't know. I just didn't know. I
Oh.
just didn't know. Oh, you finally saw it. You saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna play the video for y'all. For y'all who have not seen the video, here's what happened. It was a high school. Here's the lowdown. It was a high school football game,
Mm-hmm.
and in that high school football game,
Mm-hmm.
one of the players did something or said something that was grounds for him being ejected. So the referee ejected said player from the game, and said player had to leave. Instead of leaving, said player ran back on the field and in full pads and all. He didn't have on a helmet, but full shoulder pads and all. Um, just tackled the referee to the ground because he called himself being mad. This is what happens when we have orange slices and the orange slice. Oh wait, this might be YouTube. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure that looks like YouTube. Let me see. Yep, that is you. I don't want to play that. Anyway, I'm not gonna play it because I don't need this video getting struck down because I play another YouTube video. So I thought I could play it. But anyway, long story short, um, the young man who's a big young man, he ain't no small young man, ran back on the field and you saw another player trying to hold him back, and he was like, damn that, ran on the field, just launches himself into the referee, and the referee fell to the ground and ended up having to go to the hospital and so forth. And of course he got arrested at the game. um and so I don't know what really BB talk about because she's so behind. Really, B, I don't know what you're talking about when she says that's not correct. I don't even know.
And that way, and then she said, "I'm behind." So she already
Right, I
explained nothing
don't know.
behind, but that's not correct.
Right, I don't know what is not correct or
First
not.
minute of the show, or the last 3 minutes
Like,
ago,
what are we talking
or 20
about?
minutes ago.
Like, trying to figure it out.
We've been on for
Help me,
43.
please. Oh God. Can you go really be? You know what you can do is you can click where it says live. If you click the word live, it will actually fast forward you to where we are live. If you click that, and you'll be caught up. But you can't be simultaneously commenting in the comment section and be like 5 and 10 minutes behind. Because we looking at it and the rest of the chat looking at it like, what? Huh?
I never
Like, we
liked.
don't know. Oh boy.
I never liked really.
You never liked Really B? Wow. You heard it from him. You heard that Really B. That was not me.
I never liked.
See? But that's the one that y'all always calling for.
No,
Oh, where's Ty?
really,
Oh, what she did
really,
to Ty?
she know I'm playing. She know I'm playing. She gonna respond 10 minutes later.
Anyway, we about to get off because I gotta get up and get ready. I gotta go to work.
I gotta eat.
Anyway, Ty, do you have anything else to talk to the people about? We gave the people a whole lot. Today, a hodgepodge of a motley crew of stories and things to think about, from the politics all the way down to the
The,
proliferation of skanks across the fruited plains.
the politics.
Oh, wow.
Politics to the
Oh, dear God.
politics.
Dear God.
Oh, no. I'm hungry. I know that.
I am too. I'm about to go get me something to eat before I go to work. I've been going to Publix and get me a Publix sub. I think I'm gonna get me a chicken
I'm
finger
still
sub.
in my paint. I just ordered some brushes. I thought these were so cute. These colorful brushes. Can you? Oh, gosh, if I show these ashy ass hands one more time,
You do look like you painted it gray. It's hard to see though.
it's just some colorful brushes.
Oh, okay.
They go with my wall. Yes, come on,
Well,
wall.
anyway, we about to get off. It's been great. I thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for um the support that you give to us. We are always here. Shondo's around the building. Shondo's in the chat. We thank you for listening to us. He painting his face, Jason. He's painting his face.
Who?
You.
No, I'm not.
Are you gonna do?
I thought you were talking about right now. Yes, yes, yes. I got a whole bunch of pictures in my phone of things I've done. I've
Oh
done,
my
done,
God.
done.
Hey, it's me, D.
It's Smitty.
So I want to hang out with It's Me D and his friends like I saw in his video, because it just seems so cool with him and his friends hanging out wherever they was. And they were having such good conversation. I need to just hang out with them.
They had on clothes.
Yes, they did. And they were still cute too.
I'll pass.
Oh, dear God. Dear God.
Everyone, please enjoy your Saturday, your Sunday.
Read the last line. What last line? I be so confused. Wait. It's on World. Oh, you said the video is on World Star. It's very easily found. Y'all can go find that video. Ty, what are you doing?
I get calls, nigga. Damn.
Okay, but you but
I had to grab it before I could do anything about it.
yeah.
Child.
Anyway, thank y'all for being here this morning. Y'all know it's Saturday, and on Saturdays we're always silly. Thank y'all for being here. I'll be back next week as normal. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive